Let's go on to our next topic. Ian, you got a pretty good one for us, don't you?
Yeah. So basically what I was looking to talk about here today is getting in the minds of an opponent, be it like games or in sporting events. A good one that we could all talk about right here is League of Legends. I mean, I've been known to talk my fair share of shit
Especially
to
when
people.
liquor is involved.
But I get people all amped up when I'm beating their ass, and they sit there and freak out, and tilt them, and then their whole team goes against them. So just getting in the minds of like an opponent, just like even in playing football and everything, if you did a great thing, like, running far and breaking a tackle, you start talking shit to the guy that you're like, oh, you can't tackle me. And then he tries even harder and fails even more. And he starts doing more risque, crazier things to just go after you. And it's hurting the team or hurting himself in actually trying to win. So, like, do you guys think it's like a very good, useful tool? And how do you think it is in gaming?
Dude, I think it's absolutely useful tool in physical contact sports, regular sports, like real life sports. I think in gaming on a professional level, that's definitely something people do in football and baseball and whatnot. I think definitely football, hockey.
Yeah,
maybe baseball not so
that
much. It's more of mind games or like kind of like body language. I don't really see a lot of trash talking like talked on the bases and stuff like that, but I will say that like in video games, I see that in the community. I don't see that necessarily on a professional level. When we watch League of Legends, I don't see Faker fucking talking shit to the other team who's playing. You know what I mean?
Well, he should. Do they still have all chat? I mean, do they not?
Dude, that'd be some funny shit though. Because honestly, like,
because I would be doing that.
League needs a player like that. Like, League needs a player.
I'll do it.
Hey, you know what I mean?
No, because then people would just start being like dicks, and then
that's when
there
you
are dicks. People
Did
are
I just break the
dicks.
game? What happened? Yeah.
You know what the easiest way to tilt Clay is? Just type easy.
Oh,
He hates that. He hates
that. And he'll do just to kill you.
Dude, that gets me.
I guess I agree with Clay though. I think on the professional level, when it comes to esports, that'll get bypassed because like if somebody, it's the same thing as like if somebody's doing the same thing to me, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't really give a shit. Yeah. Like they could write easy and be like, easy sauce, and like write it back and be like, fuck, what are you gonna do now? The guy's like, well, he tried to troll in another way. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, your mom. Yeah, my mom.
But I think it is an effective thing though, that if you do get in somebody's mind, which is capable of happening, I think you can get them off their game entirely, whether it's a physical sport or an e-sport. I think that is it's a tool that you could use, or it could hurt you. You could play the game so long and it's not really effective, and now it's actually screwing you over because you're worrying too much about that, focusing on how you're going to mess them up instead of the game itself, because you're not getting messed up by it.
What's a little bit more fun in the physical realm, and maybe Rocco, you could speak to this. When you get in somebody's head in like a lacrosse game or a football game, you can see it. Like you can see them like kind of like in an esports game, you can't really see it. Like you might be able to if you look hard enough and see them like
maybe in his gameplay or something like that.
But it's much more
it's prevalent. A lack of what it is a lack of confidence. If you get yourself implanted, you'll immediately start to see a lack of confidence. Like whether it be they start to fumble the ball in real life, or it's the guys not making the best positioning plays in the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you'll see it just. It'll start to develop into stress. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where they start to make bad decisions. Like it translates in many different ways, but you can visibly see it.
I had it happen in a high school football game once. The guy that I was blocking was way bigger than me. He was a defensive end, and so I used my technique to block him. So like we got a huge run on my side because I blocked him a certain way. So the next play, he comes up and just destroys me, but that's fine because I was the only guy between him and the running back that he could have easily tackled, and we scored a touchdown. And like in my head, I'm like, that fucking hurt, but hey, we scored, and all that guy really cared about was hitting me. I knew that I got in his mind because like he was cursing at me when I did that the play before. He was freaking out. So I was like, and I hurt my shoulder. It sucked, but I just remember being like, ha ha ha, fucker.
And Alan, you played quite a bit of lacrosse in high school. Did you experience something like that?
So I'm guessing we've moved on to the like shit talking aspect of sports.
Yes.
I hate it. I think it's fucking dirty. I think
You don't
it should
talk
be
shit. You don't ever talk shit.
only after somebody else has started it.
Right.
I don't initiate it though. I don't initiate it, and I don't mind like just throwing it back at somebody and like getting inside of their head, because that's like the game they want to play. But I think if you're playing a sport, yes, there is like a mental aspect. Like you need to be mentally prepared for everything. But I think the people that you need to use that don't have the level of skill to execute the sport on a pure sense of the sport or event.
Yeah, okay, because I'm gonna tell you guys, I was that asshole. Okay, because I would be that guy that like if you didn't get to the ball, I'd be like, man, you're too slow, bro. You're too slow. Like when I get the ball back to the offense and we come back and we're sitting there watching them, I'm like, bro, you gotta get faster, man. You're not gonna be able to keep up with me if you keep up like that. And like it's me just being like more like building my own confidence, being like, you're not gonna be able to do this, man. You can't take me. But at the same time, like trying to get in his head, like, really, bro, you are slow. If I'm gonna whoop you like that,
Well,
like it's gonna happen.
The thing is, too, is you're doing that and you're hitting him with the fucking stick too. So it's getting in their head even more, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's like I'm saying that, and then I go and I scoop that ball up because I am faster, and I run down the field and I throw it off, and then I say it again. Bro, it's gonna set in. You're gonna get angry.
His opponent from just like the sporting side of it, but that's the thing is then you're just digging those like wounds deeper by being like, it's just like in League, like you kill somebody, but like then you just say like easy. Like, did you have to say easy, or did you just like want to,
mad.
Or thanks.
It's the same thing. Jesus. It's the same thing. That's why I say it on the field, because
it's
can be super effective.
Like it gets under my skin. Like I know it's so annoying and everything, but I'm just saying, like,
I've been on the other end. I've been on the other end plenty of times in my life, and it can be super frustrating too, because you're like, damn, because the guy could be for real. Like they could be out, doing me entirely, like out jumping me, outrunning me, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do, and he's talking shit at the same time. It's like, oh, now I'm really angry.
I lean towards Alan's mentality of like, I'll talk shit and only when someone is giving it to me. Like when I play Hearthstone, people will just be like, well played, like when they're about to beat me.
Jesus.
And the one thing I love doing the most is just having that miracle turn where I just like blast them and kill them out of nowhere, and I'm just like, well played.
I had an epic one. Yeah. I had one on Clash Royale. That happened. The guy the whole time was like doing like the little laughy face and all this other shit, and I was just getting wrecked. This fucking sucks. So I like skate by and barely like survive like the first 2 rounds, and it's like coming down to the end, and I just threw everything I had at him, and I won like by barely, and I just started throwing everything back at him, and I posted it like so other people can view it, and I had a few buddies at work. They were like, "That was awesome. That was like epic." Because
feels good.
It was pissing me off the whole time. I'm like, I fucking hate this guy, and when I did it, I was like, yes.
It's amazing how something as small as that could just piss you off because you know exactly what they're doing, right?
Like talking about pissing off, I was trying to do that with Leona and Aram just before we got on here for this podcast, and I'm just doing that thing, like right there, like that dance, like you just shake your sword,
Wait, do
like
that again,
doing that
Rocco?
nonstop, like.
It
looks perfect. That's what she does.
That's why.
No, this is the shield. This is the sword.
Oh, right.
Is that their names? Is that their names?
I was gonna say that's why I was late. I was playing an ARAM, and I was playing Trundle, so I did the troll dance. I was doing the troll dance and all of it. Yeah, I went 10, 4, and 45 because I went the tank build,
and that's why you get to do the troll dance.
It was
yeah.
So
probably pisses them off.
I think it's definitely something. People have different strategies, but I think it works even on a very high and professional level. It's very interesting. I think esports has it, but we haven't seen it in a professional level. There's some of us that would like to see it happen on a professional level, and there's definitely some of us that do not want to see that happen.
But it's like in poker all the time, right? Like there's people that just be there at the table, they're just doing their thing, they're trying to play, but then there's that one guy that just wants to talk the entire time, and then shows you the bluff, shows you when he did win, like tells you like, oh, like good laydown, like I totally had it, and there's just like kind of like getting in your mind, and I think, especially in a sport like that using that like mental aspect of it, like the shit talking, I think that is definitely like a area where you're already having to like crunch numbers like on a professional level. I'm talking about, right? Like you're already having to do so much mental work that
I wouldn't do it there.
Like it just seems poor sportsmanship to be like really vicious with like your table talk, I guess.
Yeah,
I know this is kind of like on the subject and off the subject a little bit. What I want to ask, but if they allowed you to like mic, like say the wide receivers and the players and stuff like that on football were mic'd, and would you pay extra? And you're able to pay like, I don't know, say like, I don't know, $40 something, but you get to hear what they're saying the entire time. Would you pay it? Well, I know. They already do that?
Yeah, it's called mic'd up. And then
it's called mic'd up, yeah.
I know, but like they're cussing though, like the entire time. Like, because I know they got to be cussing at each other.
Yeah, and they bleep it out.
And that, not only that, they also now are throwing flags on that stuff. They're like,
they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're doing it too much, you'll see just like a random flag. You're like, what the hell is that for? And they're like, I don't know what they call it.
Like unsportsmanlike conduct or something.
Well, that's the thing. So like, don't get me wrong when I say talk shit. It's not like I sit there and I do it all day.
You're like an asshole.
I will definitely.
No, you're a prick.
No, but you'll say it like, say like 1, 2 times, 3 times, something like that. Maybe 4, 5, 7, 8 times.
If you want to hear more stuff like that, go to NFL.com/mic'd up. Watch all that stuff.